and welcome to the End in Mind podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin, the owner of Meraki Media Management. The End in Mind is a place where we come to share stories, tips, and strategies of many entrepreneurs, creatives, business owners, and just some people that aren't willing to live the traditional lifestyle. We talk about how to live outside of the box today and how to incorporate what really is important in your life to keep that end goal always in mind. Again, if you would like to reach out to me in any type of way, you can find me on Instagram at Meraki_media_management. And I hope to hear from you all soon. Thanks so much and enjoy our show. Hey everybody, it's Caitlin here with Meraki Media Management, and today we're going to be going over how to position yourself as a local industry leader on Instagram. As most of you know, if you're here from our other communities, I actually specialize in Instagram. That is what I help people do on a daily basis. I work with entrepreneurs, small business owners, all types of large business owners as well. We work all across the map. So today I want to go over local industry leaders, because a lot of my listeners are normally, young or just starting out entrepreneurs that need some advice based around their Instagram marketing. So today I want to give some great tangible tips that you can start to incorporate without taking up too much time out of your day, because as being an entrepreneur, I know how valuable my time is to me, especially now that I'm incorporating things like a morning routine and really focusing on myself. Time is really important, right? I get up earlier. My time is really valuable to me. And it's just a great mindset shift to take, especially as you're just starting out. It'll help you in the long run, because I remember my first year in business, I did not focus enough on my mental health, on myself, and on staying stable. And because as we all know, it's like a roller coaster. You're up, down, in and out, cray, Looney Tunes, right? And then you don't end up getting any of the things done that you're supposed to get done as a business owner. And there's only so much time in the day. And most of the time, we either procrastinate or it's something that we have to get done that day. So the biggest part of this piece on Instagram is really just remembering that this is not a platform that you have to be on 24/7. It's actually a platform that you should only be on for 20 to 30 minutes a day, especially as a business owner, because that's basically about the time that you're going to be productive. The second that you go on Instagram and you start getting distracted, or you click on this, or you're trying to brainstorm some content, most of the time you're stuck in the scroll hole down so far that you have no clue how you even got on this person's page. Now you're looking at their cousin and where their cousin lives in like somewhere that's thousands of miles away from you, and it has nothing to do with your business. So that is mostly how it goes. And these applications are designed to do that to us. So the more that we can stay, awake to the fact that, okay, we're going to be productive today, we're going to do our thing, and we're going to get off, that's when you will see the real results come out of your Instagram. Because even if you're on there to quote unquote engage, but you don't know what to say, and then you end up just scrolling through people's stories, it's not really doing much for you long-term in your business. It's really only going to waste your time, make you feel aggravated that probably you're not spending your time with your family, and you actually have to work later that day because you have to get done whatever you were supposed to get done that day. So why is positioning yourself as a local industry leader a part of this topic? So I think what's really interesting about Instagram is that they allow for several different smaller pockets within the platform for you to find your client. It's all designed for you to find your client. So the more you lean into the types of add-ins and free feedback that they have, free market research on the platform for you to use, the more you will learn about your marketing for everything. It doesn't even have to just be for Instagram. It can be for LinkedIn, Facebook, your email marketing. It can be so many things, and you will get great market research just by trying out a few of these local industry expert ideas. So the first tip here, which is going to be huge as we head into 2021 for this platform, but for a lot of other platforms as well, is tagging location. So have you all seen recently on Facebook, people will tag locations and the location is actually popping up on your feed, and then it's showing you all the photos that they posted with that location. This is a new trend that they're heading towards, and I think their idea is to create sub-pockets within the platform so that you're able to find people in your area and actually communicate with them and network with them in a local industry area. Now, they do already allow for this. So you can search by location on Instagram. What you're going to do when you open up the app is hit that little magnifying glass at the bottom, search, and then all the way on the end of underneath the search bar, you will see places. And places is where you're going to be able to search for location, check around other locations, look at places nearby you, whether you want to look at, a local coffee shop that you love to go to, a dog park, a city, an event happening right around the corner, or maybe an event that you went to last year that you would like to find more people that had gone there and reconnect with them, right? Like, there's so much opportunity. So when you get into this places entity on Instagram, what I want you all to do is really think about where you live and where is your client locally hanging out on the platform. So what are their hobbies, interests, likes, and how would they be included in those locations? So is there a gym? Is there, as I mentioned, a coffee shop? That's great to search the location by coffee shops or cities. So the way you want to think about this is starting to build out your community locally first so that your local fans are able to spread the word for you out to your national fans as you continue to grow. So we can't really reach national, fame until we reach local fame. So one step at a time. And when you're able to position yourself as this local industry leader, you'll start tagging all of your nearby towns. Or let's say if you don't feel comfortable tagging a nearby town, another great place to look for location is in your business Instagram insights. So if you don't have a business account, that's okay. Don't freak out. Don't worry. Another great way of telling this is just by asking or even looking at where your clients live. If you have current clients that you work with, where do they live? Where do they hang out? What does their income look like? And what are they doing on the weekends? It's a great place to start if you're early on and you're just not sure. Now, if you're a little bit further down the line, I would advise you to do your business Instagram insights and not look at them every week. This is something that you should look at once a month to look at for your marketing purposes in order to make your marketing better, but not something that you should be fixating on, attaching your ego to, or even attaching your success to. Because let me tell you all, we should go down this path too, because I want you all to know that Instagram will never bring you money unless you start to see money coming off of the platform. So even if you have hundreds of thousands of followers, we hear it all the time. There's people with so many followers, hundreds of thousands of followers. They've never sold anything off of Instagram. They've never gotten a dime off of Instagram. And it's just not converting. So what happens with your audience, if you don't cater your audience and start to really authentically build this community slowly and steadily, then you will continue to get people in your audience that have no, want or need to buy any of your products. So they're not your ideal client. Therefore, they're just really weighing down your business Instagram insights and weighing down your account and your market research because they're not engaging with you, they're not commenting, they're not purchasing. So what is the point of having them around, right? If they want to hang around and listen to more of your market research, maybe there'll be a referral down the line. That's fantastic. We'd love to see that. But if it's that person that you're getting in constantly, let's say you're doing, a ton of reach like posts and you get these people that are coming in that are just falling off the next week, it actually ends up hurting our accounts because it just makes it feel like we're losing more followers than we're gaining, and they're not within our ideal client arena anyways. So why would we want them on our account? So that's my little spiel of how to understand what these followers look like and how to really break down your ideal client. We will continue to break that down even more, probably over a few episodes, because that's a really intense dive in. But with this local industry leader, as you're continuing to build out these locations that you want to tag, you can continue to build out hashtags within this local industry that include that type of location or that space within the hashtag. Because really what comes down with hashtags is you want it to be smaller depending on the size of your account. So you want it to range into that smaller section, 2, 3, 4, 5 words on a hashtag, so that you're able to actually lead that hashtag. You want, the goal for a hashtag would be for you to pop up as the featured item on that hashtag. So if you play around with things like that, it'll make you feel more comfortable connecting with these hashtags and doing this hashtag research. But really where it's going to start is that location. The other piece to positioning yourself as a local industry leader is really not only going to happen when you're on Instagram. It's going to happen when you're out, you're networking, you're Zoom networking, you're in Facebook groups, you're communicating with people, you're at the nail salon talking about your business. This is really what happens to your business as you grow. The more people you tell, and not even sell to, just share with, this is what I'm doing. Maybe they ask you what you do for a living. As being an entrepreneur, it can be really scary sometimes to say, I actually work for myself and I run my own business. And I realized as I got more comfortable sharing that with people, the more my business continued to grow, because it's word of mouth. It's the best type of marketing that you can get. And when you have a huge network in your local industry that's willing to pull on your strengths, but you also pull on theirs, then you create a referral system, which down the line you can even continue to create another stream of income out of. But for now, you're just supporting one another, helping drive sales for one another, and creating this network of whomever that may look like for you and whoever that looks like. So that is how I want you all to think about the local industry leader, and really less about selling to the person on the street and more about the relationship, authentic building, and the reputation building. Because with Meraki, for example, when we first started, some of the frequent feedback we got, which was great feedback, we would hear things like, oh, I've been looking for somebody that does Instagram training. It's so great that you're here. This is exactly what we need. I was at like a networking group, for example. A lot of people will say things like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing, or that should I be on Instagram, or, oh, my life really isn't that important. These are frequent things that come up for them over and over and over again. And as being a local industry leader, especially because I know where they're from, we talk the same, we have, similar interests, we have something to break the ice with. Like I said, for example, the Eagles example for Greater Philly, it's huge, right? It's a great icebreaker and a great way to enter into conversation. So then the conversation started, and especially with the online space, let's say you're not face-to-face networking, because that rarely happens anymore. So when you're in the online space, you reach out to somebody, you start a small conversation about similarity, hobby, interests that you notice that they probably have with you. Maybe you had a peek at their Instagram account and they really focus on, for example, law of attraction, and they just put out a post about it. And that's something you've recently been reading a book about. So you feel called upon to maybe reach out to them. Start out with why you're reaching out. It's a huge, great icebreaker, great way to get your foot in the door with the client, but also build that reputation and build that relationship, because you're not just reaching out saying, hey, I sell, Instagram management services. services, or I train people on social media. Instead, you're saying, oh, I love that you posted this about law of attraction. This is exactly what I practice in my business. I just started this new book, thought I would share it with you. Do you have any great law of attraction books you've been reading recently? Just approaching it with a conversation starter so that you leave it open for them. Let them get back to you and just lean into it. If they do lean in, great. If they don't, let it brush off your back. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. You still hit all these new people. And the other thing about Instagram and other social platforms, these people that you may message that may never reply back to you, they may not follow, they may not do anything. They're going to silently watch you. Especially if this is something that they need, a product or service that you know that they need, they're going to come back to your page later. The greatest piece about this is that that's actually building out your reputation as well. Even though they're not following you, your reputation is still there and they're still able to promote you word of mouth, share the information, and spread the word about what you're doing. And really, that's when your business starts to just really tumbleweed and get really, really great. All the leads are coming in. You are feeling fantastic about, your reputation as a local industry leader. And then you're able to next level up. So that's where you would need the business Instagram insights, where you can see, okay, I'm going to go into my insights. You can click that insights on your platform, click insights, click audience, scroll down to the bottom, and you can see all of those different locations. So as you reach those local, you can continue out to the national, continue to expand your services and work with people outside of your area. So for example, in the pandemic, my area was hit very hard. So what I ended up doing was just expanding out and reaching out to people all over the world, because I just felt like I could gain more information from them about their struggles and maybe even help some of them just by starting a conversation and offering some free advice through my DMs, which is something we do all the time. It ended up really, really working, because what happened when I offered the free advice up front, the clients then thought to themselves, well, she's giving me so much up front. Imagine how much more she's going to give me when we get on the phone to book our one-on-one. So it was prompting them to reach out to me right after, build that trust and that rapport with them, so that my reputation was there. They understood who I was, the credibility. I knew what I was talking about, and I gave them a tangible tip. So when you give someone a tangible tip, a lot of business owners will assume that that's all they want. And you can just say the one tip and then they want you to reply back and possibly buy the service. Well, you and I both know that that's not how it works. So some of these people that we give advice to, we will send the advice and then we don't hear from them for weeks on end. But then what will happen is we post a story with maybe our new, Instagram insights going up about our growth, and they'll reach out through the story and say, hey, you let me know the other day that you're local to the area. It's fantastic what your insights are doing. Would love to connect with you, and your tips have been great. I really appreciated them. Sometimes it happens a month later. I mean, people are busy. And, another thing I hear frequently from Project Me with Tiffany, if you guys haven't listened to her podcast, she is so funny and I love her. And she gives great advice. So what she will say is it can be a little bit like you're on your high horse, expecting somebody to get back to you right away is a little bit not pompous. I'm not sure I'm using the correct word, but it is kind of pompous. Like you think that, they should reply back to you right away and you're upset when they're not. It's a little bit like on your high horse, like get off your high horse, relax. People are busy. People have a lot on their mind and they're not always focused on Instagram, what you're messaging them. And especially with everything that we've seen go down over the past year, it just makes that feel even more real. So the more you know that, and the more you're accepting to giving them space to digest if this is a product and or service that they need, then the happier clients you will get, the happier results you get, the happier testimonials you will get, and it'll end up coming back to you tenfold if you can just be a little bit more patient with them and let them come to you as you're being social and reaching out. So I hope you all enjoyed this podcast episode today. It has been so fun recording these with you all, and I really hope you're enjoying them. If you are, feel free to give us a shout out on Instagram, screenshot this, let me know what you're loving and what topics you would like to see coming up next. It just gives me really great insight into what you're all looking for, and we will be make sure to get those in for you. All right, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening to The End in Mind. I would like to remind you all, if you haven't yet reached out to me on Instagram, we are at Meraki_media_management. It will be in our show notes as well. If you would like to reach out to me, we always offer free coaching through Instagram based around our Instagram training and our business Instagram practices. If you need any type of support, please do not hesitate to reach out to me there. And we also offer several different types of consulting and training packages if you're looking for a little bit more in-depth tips. So thank you all for listening in, and of course, I want you all to keep the end in mind as you continue with your day and or work week. Have a great week, and I will see you all next time.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Fafalius, and I'm the producer of Krista Makes a Podcast and the host of the One Hit Thunder podcast.
And I'm Matt Kelly, host of Horror Movie Night and the producer / the head of content for the Geekscape Podcasting Network.
Between the two of us, we have, believe it or not, 25 years of podcasting experience, and we want to help you start your own podcast.
We know podcasting, and we want to share that knowledge with you.
So whether you're new to podcasting or you want some feedback on your currently active podcast, we want to help.
Or perhaps you're just overwhelmed with all of the editing work. Well, we can help you with that also.
You can check out our website at weknowpodcasting.com for more information.
We're excited to help your podcasting dreams become a reality.